All right, my Scream fans, I'm here to talk about the TV show Scream. Originally aired on MTV, and it is now available to watch on Netflix. To those of you that have not seen it, it's only 3 seasons, 30 episodes total, and I'm here to talk about it because I'm a huge Scream fan for life. So let's start with the reviews on it, and then I'm going to give you my personal take. Uh, Common Sense Media gave it a 40%. Forget them. It was amazing. Rotten Tomatoes, 61%. Internet Movie Database, 70%. And the average rating amongst Google audiences and Google users is 84 to 91%. Now we're in the ball game. Looking a little better here. So according to TV Guide, gave it a 57%. Forget them. So I'm glad to see that. So one person says, I totally love the series. It was super interesting to binge watch. I watched in just 3 days. I think I kind of did the same thing. I binge watched that mess over an entire weekend. That was literally all I watched that weekend. I didn't even watch anything else. I didn't watch any comedians or crime shows. Like, this is all I watched. Once I started the first episode, there was no going back. I found myself clicking on next episodes. It's a complete treat for horror thriller movie fans. It keeps you in the edge of the seat. Never a single boring moment. There are many series which take its own time to develop and get interesting, but this series gets interesting from the beginning to the end. It takes two episodes to start liking the characters, but after that, you wouldn't want your favorite characters to die. The female lead is pretty. There are some handsome, hot guys. It's a trend. You should have hot guys in serial killer shows. The guy who is a horror movie buff is so cute. The crop. Okay, now they're getting into blah, blah, blah. This person right here, the pretty girl, and she's okay. The blonde girl's hot. Okay. Let me go on to another one. I just started watching this show about over 2 days ago, and in the beginning, I thought to myself, oh man, I can already tell I'm not going to like this show. But then I continued watching just to see if I can figure out why they changed the mask from the original Ghostface, and once I did, I got hooked on the show. Season 1 had me jumping out of my seat every time when somebody was about to get attacked. So did Season 2. However, I didn't like how Season 2 ended. They should have continued Season 2 after everyone got off of Murder Island. Like trying to figure out who was this guy, I'm not going to say his name, really working for, who killed him, and why are they still after Emma? It's okay. I can say Emma's name because she's not a killer. So I can at least tell you that part. I really hate cliffhangers, and Season 2 had the biggest one. And then for it to jump into a totally different state, different storyline, different characters, and brought back the original Ghostface. For all that, you're just better off keeping it in the Brandon James mask. I really wish we can get more answers for what happened back in Season 2 so that most of us were hooked on the show can be at ease. I agree. So I'm not going to spoil too much of it, but I will say this. So what that person is talking about is, so this show has 3 seasons. The first 2 seasons that's basically one story. So one story comprises the first 2 seasons. And then you have the 3rd season, which is a different story. So let's just say that in the first 2 seasons, there turned out to be 3 killers. They had killer number 1, which was person number 1. I'm not going to say the names because I'm not going to spoil it for anybody who didn't see it. Then you had killer number 2. This person was working for killer number 3. Now, it's revealed who the first and second killers are, but then you have this 3rd killer, which they just call the 3rd killer. And let's just say that after the second person, I know this sounds very general and broad and vague the way I'm describing it, but I'm just trying not to spoil it here. So you people are going to have to work with me on this. To those of you that already watched the show, you know what I'm talking about. To those of you that haven't, try to stay with me on this. At the end of Season 2, after the second killer was revealed, let's just say that person ended up going to prison for life because they killed at least 6 people. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 people. Now, that person was in prison. Now, this 3rd killer, wearing the Ghostface mask, shows up at the prison and kills one of the guards and also ends up killing that person who was the second killer. And then they just switched it to other scenes and they never revealed who that third killer was. Now, I have my own theories about who I think that person might be, but we'll discuss that later. The third season was, I think it was interesting. It didn't have me, I don't know if it was quite as interesting as the first two, but I mean, it was pretty good. Overall, I would give the show still gets a 5-star from me. Now, again, that might be a biased opinion because I'm a Scream fan for life. But there was definitely an interesting cast of characters. So I want to say there's a good number of people here. Wow. You had Willa Fitzgerald as Emma Duvall, Bex Taylor Klaus as Audrey Jensen, Carlson Young as Brooke Maddox, John Carna as Noah Foster. I'm not going to read every single name here, but just some of the main ones. Amadeus, I think that's his name, Amadeus Serafini as Karen Wilcox, Bella Thorne as Nina Patterson, Georgia Wiggum, Beth, Jessica Sulla, I want to say Sulla, Olivia Reynolds, Kiki Palmer, Kim, RJ Kyler as Dion Elliott, Bobby Campo as Seth Branson, Mary J. Blige as Sherry Elliott, Roger L. Jackson as Ghostface Voice, Tyga as Jamal. Those are all. Amelia Rose Blair as Piper Shaw. And Carmela Zumbato as Riley Decoy. And that's all the names I'm going to say for now. There's many others, but I don't have time to go through all that. So there were 3 killers in the first 2 seasons. So the first killer was revealed at the end of the first season. The second killer was revealed at the end of the second season. And the third killer appeared at the end of the second season, but it was never revealed who they were. And let's just say there were 2 killers in the third season. The first season has 10 episodes. The second season has 12 episodes. No, I'm sorry, 14 episodes. And then the third season has only 6 episodes. It's available to watch on Netflix, people. But I have to say it was a pretty amazing show. The cast was amazing. Congratulations to all of you. Thank you all very much for putting this show together. Thank you for helping make the Scream franchise as amazing as it is. And also, this is the part where I tell you that I would do another video talking about if there's going to be another season. Unfortunately, I won't be doing that video because I can tell you right now there will not be another season. I've already checked articles and they've already confirmed there will not be a 4th season. I didn't even have to dig into articles as to why, because I think I know why. Because as I've learned more about viewership and ratings and how networks work and what determines the cancellation of a show, well, let's just say that a lot of that deals with the fact that when this show first started, it had just over 1 million viewers. And as the episodes progressed on and on and on, the viewership dropped to as low as 270,000. That means that they lost, so 270 to 900, that's 700. So they lost about 730,000 viewers, give or take. So I figured after that third season ended, it wasn't going to happen. That was the end of it. But the good news is, I will say this, the third season, it did not end on a cliffhanger. So unlike One of Us is Lying, unlike The End Game, unlike A Teacher, at least it ended on a good note and it was not a cliffhanger. The second season didn't necessarily end on a cliffhanger, but there were some questions left. But I mean, we got the gist of it. The first season, it ended just fine. So again, I'm not going to say who any of the killers were. I want you to watch it for yourselves. So that's all I have to say about that. To all my Scream fans, thank you for, again, watching another video of mine. Like and subscribe to this channel. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do so. Like this video if you like it. I'll be talking about more Scream in the future. So check out the show, available to watch on Netflix.